Nothing compares to you.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Swiftlessons. Today, very excited to be back in my studio in Philadelphia. I'm jumping right into a lesson on my guitar solo for the Chris Cornell version of Nothing Compares to You. I'm going to take you through it lick by lick and try to give you an idea of which scales I'm using as we go. Let's get started. Okay, following along using your tablature at patreon.com/swiftlessons. I recommend you become a member there, gain tabs for this and all my other popular YouTube guitar lessons, and also some exclusive content as well. Okay, your first lick is, mainly coming from the major scale in the key of C. In the progression, we're going from G major to C, where the solo is really going to begin. Okay, so the lick is going to sound like this. Classic R&B stuff there. Okay, so ushering in the C major chord in the progression. There's that first phrase that was D string 5 to 7, and then 5 on the G, back to 7 on the D, and then back to 5 on the G, the root note, with a little vibrato. It's very important that you practice singing each of these licks because they're very musical. Alright, then I'm gonna imagine a little snare impulse there. Okay, that was the next measure, beat number 4. We're coming in with that 6 on the B string, up to 8 on the B string. Okay, so back to the beginning. Alright, then we're going to slide from 8 down to 7 on the G, and then go back to the root note. Alright, you put those two phrases together and we have C major. Okay, now we're transitioning to the C/B chord in the progression. We're going to start it off the exact same way. Alright, that'll finish up your first line of tablature there. Okay, that lick one more time. Okay, so it started off the exact same way, that 5, 7, 5, 7, 5. But this time we're going to hammer up 5 to 7 on the G string, and then slide on the D string, 8 down to 7, and then go to the 5th fret of the D string. Okay, that'll get you into the next line of tablature. Okay, you put those two licks together and we have our first line of tablature. It should sound like this. See if you can play along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and C major. C/B. Okay, now we're on to our second line of tab. I'm going to demonstrate first, then break it down. Sounds like this. A minor. C major. Okay, now let's break down line number 2 of your tab. I started off sliding. 7 down to 5 on the A string, 3rd fret, and then chromatic walk. 5, 6, 7. Once I've gotten there, that's where the A minor chord is going to come in, and as we can see, that note is inside of an A minor chord, so it's guaranteed to sound good. Okay, so alright, that's the first beat of the next measure. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Alright, as you can see, I'm going to have a nice long lick now to kind of usher back in the C major chord from A minor. So here's 5 going up to 7 with the hammer, then the G string 5th, and then I'm going to slide 7 up to 9 on the G string, 8th fret B, slide back down to 7 on the G, All right, then we're going to the 5th fret, back to 7, back to 5, and then 7, 5 on the D string. That lick real slow one more time. And try to copy my finger choices there too, because they make a lot of sense. Okay, that is your first 3 measures of music on line number 2. All right, once you've played that lick, then we're going to play borrowing from the cello. All right, so that is 5, 6, slide up to 8, and then the 7th fret of the G string. Okay, to get into the next line of tablature. Okay, let's break there. We're going to play through lines 1 and 2 of your tablature, just practice, and then move on to the next segment. What you have so far: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, now moving on to line number 3. First, a demonstration coming out of your previous lick. We have okay, so we started off after we got to, let's see. I'm gonna go to the 8th fret of the B string and slide up to 10. And then hammer 8 to 10, and then go back to 8. Once I've gotten that far, then I'm gonna go staccato. High E string, 8, 8, 8. B string, 10, 10, 10. And then 8, 8. Okay, so far you have, again, coming out of that last lick of line number 2. Okay, play along with that over and over again, get the phrasing down. Now the next lick. Alright, this is a favorite of mine. I'm on the B string, 5th fret, hammering up to 6, and then pulling back to 5. 7th fret G, the B string 5th fret, back to 7, 5, 7, and then slide up a whole step to the 9th fret of the G string. All right, to get yourself to the next line of tab. That lick one more time real slow. And I need to be more careful about alternating my pick there. Okay, now let's put all of line number 3 together. Again, coming from the last lick of line number 2 for context. Here we go. Alright, now moving on to line number 4. Okay, now demonstrating line number 4, starting from the last lick of line number 3 for context. 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, now we're getting into some Hendrix style licks over A minor. If you're looking at your tab, on this line of tablature, measure number 2, we're starting on beat number 2 here. Okay, I'm kind of thinking about my C major pentatonic scale. Upper extension. Okay, the lick one more time. Okay, I'm doing double stops here. I'm holding down the 8th frets of the B string and the high E string, and I'm gonna hammer on the B string 8 to 10. I gotta arch my fingers so I don't disrupt the high E string. Okay, I'm gonna do that twice, then go back to 8 and 8. And then I'm going to play 10 and 8, G string and B string. That's a very classic Jimi Hendrix style lick. You can play that over top of an A minor or a C major because they're relatives to each other. Okay, then we're going to play. Okay, now I'm holding down the 7th fret G string, 8th fret of the B string. Okay, as you can see, I hammered up from 7 to 9 on the G string as I held that 8th fret B string. Okay, then 9, 9. Then I'm going to hammer again with that double stop. Alright, then back to 7 on the G, and then I'm going to reach with my ring finger or my pinky, 10th fret of the D string. Okay, you put those two measures together and we have 1. One more time, very slow. Okay, that completes 4 lines of tablature. Let's put all that together. Okay, playing through lines 1 through 4, everything you have so far, follow along using your tab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and C, 2, 3. C slash B. A minor. C major. G. C. C slash B. D. A minor. Okay, now we're ready to jump into line number 5, where we're going to get into some arpeggio movements. Okay, now demonstrating line number 5, starting from the last lick of line 4 for context. 1, 2, 3, 4. E major. B flat. Okay, let's break that down. Okay, that first lick is a really gorgeous arpeggio idea over E major. I can't remember where I got this, maybe from a Willie Nelson song or something. It's gonna sound like this. Okay, counting 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. Okay, 7th fret of the A string, that's your root note E for this chord. Alright, then we're gonna slide 6 up to 9 on the D string. And now I'm kind of barring over the D, G, and B string. And what I'm picturing here is the E chord shape in bar chord form. Just arpeggiate that chord form, D string, G string, B string, 9th fret. Alright, then we're going to hammer up to 10. And then pull off back to 9. Alright, then 9th fret G, going back where we came from, 9th fret of the D string, sliding down to the 7th fret, and then to the 6th fret. Okay, so I slid from 9 down to 7, and then landed here on the major 3rd of E major. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, do, re, mi. Okay, a very important note to resolve on there. Okay, from there, the progression is going to get a little bit weird. We're going to go to the chord B flat. And for that, we're going to do another arpeggio. Okay, this is just a measure over B flat, 8th fret of the D string, 7th fret G, 6th fret of the B. There's your major triad, B flat major. Alright, then go to the 8th fret B string, and pull off to 6 before going back to the 7th fret of the G string, the 3rd of this chord. Alright, next we're going to arpeggiate the D shape of F major. But I'm going to play it index, middle, index. Okay, so. Alright, that's 5, 6, 5 to finish up line number 5. Okay, put all that together and we have, starting with the E major arpeggio, and B flat, F. Okay, that'll get you to line number 6. Okay, very well done everybody. With lines 1 through 5 complete, we're now jumping into our final 2 lines of tablature, lines 6 and 7. First, a demonstration, starting from the tail end of line number 5. 1, 2, 3, B flat, F, A minor, G, E minor, and G, and C major, to get back into the verse section. Okay, to teach you this first lick on line number 6, I'm going to strike the open A string to represent the A minor chord coming in. It's gonna sound like this. Okay, very common rock lick. One more time real slow. Okay, D string 7, then I'm going to the G string, 5-7, bend and return. That was the 7th fret, then I'm going to pull off down to 5, then back up to 7, back down to 5, and then go back up to 7 with heavy vibrato. Okay, it sounds great if you can do a hammer-on up to that last 7th fret G string. Alright, and then really shake the string to get a nice vibrato there. Okay, from there we're going to walk down to E minor. 3-2-0 on the low E string. Okay, then we're gonna get into some blues here. I'm sliding up G string, 2nd fret up to 4, and I'm gonna hit some open strings as I slide. The open B string and the high E string both sound great. Alright, then 4-4, slide back down to 2, then open G, and then go to the E note, 2nd fret of the D string. One more time. Alright, now we're moving on to the next line of tablature. We're going to have the G major chord coming in. But first, let's play everything we have in line number 6. The walk down. Okay, now finish up the solo with. Okay, very simple transition in G major to C major, 2 measures each. Okay, so 3rd fret low E string. Okay, we're gonna do a classic kind of bluegrass pick and lick here. Okay, so once more 3rd fret low E string. Then A string, hammer, 1-2. Open D, 2nd fret, open D. And then finally, 2 slide into 4 on the G string. And then grab the high root. That's going to be the 3rd fret of the high E string for the G chord. Okay, from there we're going to the C major chord. Alright, as the verse comes back in, I've got the 9th fret of the G string and the 8th fret of the B and the high E string, just a piece of that major triad in C. Okay, put that together and we have. And with the count, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and C major. Okay, tremendous work everybody. You have lines 1 through 7 down now. I'm gonna play through the entire solo and ask that you play along using your tab at patreon.com/Swiftlessons. If you're practiced up, it should sound like this at a slightly slower tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3. A minor. One. Alright friends, thanks so much for checking out my approach to soloing over this classic tune. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, you can head over to swiftguitar.com/request, and if you have any songs that you would like for me to teach, you can put in that request there. Big thanks to my supporters at patreon.com/Swiftlessons. Thank you for supporting the channel, making all this possible. I hope you're enjoying your extra resources. Thanks to you guys, I got many more lessons coming up, so keep checking in, please subscribe, please share. This is Rob at Swift Guitar Lessons in Philadelphia, saying happy picking.